Hello everybody, Sir Leon here and welcome back to another mathematics video. In this video, we will be exploring the beautiful cosine rule. And in this cosine rule now, we use it when we are given two sides and an angle that is in between the two sides that you're given. And for an angle, we must be given three sides. So let's head into what the cosine rule says. So the general form for the cosine rule in terms of A, B, and C is A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared. Subtract 2 multiplied by BC multiplied by cos A. Now this is just in terms of A, B, and C. Sometimes you will be given X, Y, and Z and you have to transpose the formula or transform the formula to look like this, but it's just that you replace A and so on with whatever with the suitable letters. But this is the general form in terms of A, B, and C. So just like with the sine rule, we must label the triangle the same. If here is capital A, opposite that would be common A. And if here is capital B, opposite that would be common B. And if here is capital C, then opposite that would be common C. And the same thing applies for the different letters. So let's head into a fourth example. So in this example, we want to calculate AB. So we see AB, we already have the triangle label, which is good. So we see AB is this side here, C. So let's try to use the sine rule to see if we can apply it. So let's say this will be A over sine A is equal to C over sine C, since we're given angle C. So A would be 8.4 over sine A. Now we don't know what is angle A. Is equal to C. We don't know what is C. Over sine C. We know what is C, which is started 1.4. So if we are to use the sine rule, you see we will have one unknown, two unknown. So we'll have two unknown in this equation. And of course, we cannot solve the equation if there are two unknowns, only one unknown. So this cannot work. So we have to use the cosine rule. And the thing about the sine rule and the cosine rule, these two rules will be given to you in the CSEC exam at the front of the page. So there's no need to remember the rule. All you need to know is to when to use the rule and which rule is applicable to use. If not, you can do trial and error, and then whichever rule one unknown remains, that is it. Or you can go and try to memorize when to use both rules. But the suitable thing to do is just to know that when you have one unknown in a rule, then is when that rule is suitable to use. So let's go and use the cosine rule. So the cosine rule says, so we see for the subject of the formula would be the angle or the side that we want to find. In this case, we want to find C. So the subject of the formula must be C. So the general rule was A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC multiplied by cos A. So this is the general rule. But of course, we don't want to find for side A because we are given side A. So we have to make C the subject. We just have to not make C the subject, ensure C is the subject when we are writing the formula. So in this case, this will be, instead of A squared, it will be C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB multiplied by cos C. So we work this out. So we know C squared is the thing that we want to find. So it will be C squared is equal to A, which is 8.4 squared, plus B squared, which is 7.2 squared, minus 2 times A, which is 8.4 multiplied by B, which is 7.2 multiplied by cos C, which is 31.4. So it's just for us to work this out now. So it will be C squared is equal to 8.4 squared will give us 70.56 plus 7.2 squared would be 51.84. And now we multiply. So this will be subtract 2 multiplied by 8.4 multiplied by 7.2. That would give us subtract 120.96 multiplied by cos 31.4. So C squared will be equal to, so what you can do, you can either punch this entire thing in your calculator as it is, or you can do it piece by piece. I'll just do it piece by piece to show you the logics behind it. So we add up these two.
So 70.56 plus 51.84, that would give us 122.4. Now what we can do, we can multiply this here by the cos 31.4. So we can say, you can treat it as a negative 120.96 multiplied by cos 31.4, and that would give us a negative minus 103 point, we can round our number off correct to 2 decimal places, 0.25. So c squared will be equal to, so 122.4 subtract 103.25 would give us 19.15. So hence c squared would be equal to that. So you want to find the value of c, so c would be equal to the square root of 19.15. So we take the square root of 19.15, and hence that would give us the value of 4.376. So c is equal to, we can round this off correct to 1 decimal place or 2 decimal places. Let's use 2 decimal places, or let's use 1 since all of the numbers are 1 decimal place. This will be 4.4 cm. So AB is equal to 4.4 cm. So let's look at this another example. Calculate the size of angle BAC, given AC is equal to 8.2, AB is equal to 5.7, BC is equal to 4.9 meters. So you want to find the size of angle BAC. So BAC would be this angle here, which is angle A. So let's put in the values that we know. So they said that AC, so AC, which would be here, is equal to 8.2, and AB is equal to 5.7, and BC is equal to 4.9 meters. So now we are using the cosine rule to find for a side. So in this case, we want to find for angle A. So the side A should be the subject of the formula. So we can say A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC, all multiplied by cos A. So we put in the values that we know. So we know A is 4.9 squared is equal to B, which is 8.2 squared, plus C squared, which is 5.7 squared, minus 2 multiplied by B, which is 8.2, multiplied by C, which is 5.7, multiplied by cos, and the A that we want to find. So let's work out all of this. So 4.9 squared would be 24.01, which is equal to 8.2 squared is equal to 67.24 plus 5.7 squared would be 32.49. Subtract 2 times 8.2 times 5.7, and that is equal to 93.48 multiplied by cos A. So we work out these two. So 67.24 plus 32.49 is equal to 99.73. Subtract 93.48 times cos A. So we take over this here. This is adding, and we take it over to subtract. So you'll have 24.01 subtract 99.73 is equal to negative 93.48 times cos A. So when we work this out, 24.01 subtract, you will get an answer of negative 75.72. That is equal to negative 93.48 times cos A. So it's a solve for cos A, it's a solve for A now. So this negative 93.48 is multiplying, and we take it over to divide. So you'll have negative 75.72 all divided by negative 93.48. That is equal to cos A. So of course these two negatives will cancel out. And then to solve A, we just take over the cos. And we know when we take over the cos over the equal sign, we will get the inverse of cos. So this will be cos inverse. So let's divide this one time. So 75.72 divided by 93.48. That would give us 0.810012. That is equal to A. So we can say therefore A is equal to, we punch this in our calculator, second function cos, which will give us cos inverse. We will have an angle of 35.9. So let's round it off to the nearest degree. So we can say therefore BAC is equal to 36 degrees. That is how you work out these kind of questions. And with that, I trust that you have a good understanding of how to use the cosine rule to find for missing sides. Remember, the key thing is to make sure the side that you want to find is the subject, meaning the letter is the subject. You don't need to do any shifting around. You just need to rearrange it to make sure that that is the subject, because the initial formula, that is just the general formula for the specific triangle that is given in the example. But in case of different letters, you just adjust the formula to suit the letters that you are given. And then we do the same thing when we want to find for an angle. Make sure the angle that you want to find, the corresponding side, is the subject of the formula. And then you just work out, and then it's just to do some transposition and you find for the angle. Remember, you need to have your calculator to answer these kind of questions, because you will have to find cos inverse and cos and sine and so on of different numbers. So of course, I must leave some homework for you to try on your own. So this is your homework. You want to find the size of angle X. So you have a diagram containing two triangles. So you need to put some thought into this and apply yourself to find for angle X. You may need to use probably the trig ratios and the trig rules. Just give me some guidance. So with that, this has brought me to the end. I trust that you have a good understanding, and I will see you in the next video.